Israeli forces have raided several towns overnight in the occupied West Bank. In the northeastern city of Tubas, several explosive devices went off during confrontations between Israeli soldiers and Palestinian fighters. At least one Palestinian man was injured. The Israeli forces were seen preventing an ambulance from reaching him. Zein Basravi is in Ramallah in the occupied West Bank and joins us from there. Good morning, Zein. The raids by Israelis do continue, and I suppose really the Palestinians can only sort of stand by and watch, because confrontation can not only be disastrous, but it can also be fatal.
That is exactly right. It's important to remind viewers when we report on these raids, and there's been dozens across the occupied West Bank just overnight, chaos and mayhem once again, yet another night of it, across the entire territory. It is important to remind viewers that it is not just what we see, armored cars rolling up and down streets. It is inside people's homes. It is what happened. It is like what happened here. 18 soldiers coming in, violating a person's home, violating their sense of safety, and completely trashing their home, their abode. What we're looking at here is complete destruction. There is not a single spot in this apartment that belongs to a single mother of three that has not been completely upturned. There are destroyed electronics, the total loss of which numbers in the thousands of dollars, televisions, laptops, printers, iPads. They were searching for phones. They cut up the bottoms of sofas, and they just destroyed everything. They pulled cables out of walls. They destroyed, wall hangings. They ripped apart doors and door frames. They pulled all the things out of, pieces of furniture, and just scattered debris all across this apartment. And the woman who lives here, when we showed up, served us coffee and was clearly no security threat, has not participated in any activism. She was simply living here with her 3 young children, the youngest of which was a 2-year-old little girl, obviously completely traumatized by the experience of having 18 fully armed soldiers breaking down her door and coming into her home. It totally shatters the sense of safety a person experiences from their home, and it is difficult to, you can clean up the mess, but how do you begin to pick up the pieces of the emotional damage that it leaves? And that's exactly what it's meant to do, leave lasting emotional damage. The reason they raided this person's home is because she had a friend visiting, a journalist named Basravi. Now, Bushra was first arrested when she was 18, arrested again now at the age of 30. One of 57 journalists arrested over the course of, since October 7th, over the course of the last 5 months, for reporting on prisoners and detentions. And what they told her friend was, this is happening because of your friend, and that is the reason that your home has been upturned. And it really isn't a security thing. It was really more thuggery. They even slashed the tires of this woman's car as they left. So these kinds of raids are not just meant to be security-oriented. There is clearly a bit of psychological warfare, a psychological trauma that accompanies these raids very purposefully every time they happen.
And for well over half a century now, we've heard that everyone is a potential target in the occupied territories. No one is safe anywhere in the area. But there seems to be, at the moment, Zein, a focus on students. Why?
Well, the focus on students is the same reason they're focusing on journalists. Really, anyone that can speak out, anyone that can document what is being done, any thinkers and doers, anything to suppress activism. What we've seen in Gaza, for instance, is a complete attack on their higher education systems. University professors killed, administrators killed, universities completely destroyed, nearly all of them. And what we're seeing here in the West Bank is 135 students at Basravi University have been arrested since the war began, simply to suppress any campus activism. And what students and teachers and administrators are telling us, there's a clear effort to suppress higher education, to break down people's capacity to seek out schools, to seek out academic progress of any kind, to kind of implement a forced brain drain on the Palestinian people.